Storms have moved across Arkansas today, and here in Little Rock right now, we're under a severe thunderstorm watch. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Sarah Horbacewicz, and we're going to get right to the latest forecast. Meteorologist Corrales Ortiz, you've been tracking storms all day.
All afternoon, we've been dealing with some storms. Not only that, some of them have been tornado warned as well.
Yes.
As of right now, though, we're not seeing any tornado warnings as of this evening, but we are seeing several severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, along with seeing a severe thunderstorm watch, which is going to be in place until later tonight. But let's take a look at what radar is showing us right now. This is in the loop within an hour. We have a huge section, especially north central Arkansas, under a severe thunderstorm warning. That includes Independence, Jackson, Lawrence, Randolph. We even have parts of Cleburne, Conway, Faulkner, Independence, Jackson, Van Buren, White, and Woodruff counties under severe thunderstorm warnings around 7 to 7:30 later tonight. Here's a closer look at that. Look at all the lightning these storms have been producing. Right now, they're forming more of a line segment, which is a lot better than seeing individual cells that kind of make us more prone in seeing possibly even some of that tornadic activity. So if you have any weather reports, we've been getting some of them in from you guys of the hail, or if you just see anything visually that might help us in terms of covering this severe weather, having a better idea what's going on, text us your weather photos at 501-376-1111. Of course, make sure to include your name and location. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock for much of the state, besides northwestern and southeastern portions. Possibly might be extended further south, but looking at your hour by hour, we will be seeing more of those showers and storms arrive at our doorstep here in central Arkansas later this evening. So more specifics on the timing, what to expect for the rest of the weekend is coming up.
Thank you, Corrales. Now to a well-known voice of Arkansas radio that has fallen silent. Tonight, family, friends, and longtime fans of Bob Robbins are remembering the famed DJ and Country Radio Hall of Famer. 1051 The Wolf, where he worked, posted online that Robbins passed away of a heart attack this morning. We spoke earlier today with Danny Joe Crawford, a close friend of Robbins.
What I can say about Bob Robbins is he loved his family, he loved his listeners, and he loved country music. Bob is an icon. He's a legend. I mean, he's a living legend. Today is a sad day, not only for Arkansans, but for country music.
Robbins is survived by his wife, Susan, of 45 years, along with his 3 kids and 5 grandkids. His family says instead of flowers, please donate toys to Arkansas Children's. It's a cause Robbins was passionate about. We'll post the information on how to do that on our website at thv11.com. Right now, Little Rock police are actively investigating an overnight homicide. Just before 1 a.m., officers responded to a shots fired call along Colonel Glenn Road near South University Avenue. 1 person was killed, and we have reached out to LRPD for more information, and we'll give that to you as the investigation continues. Violent crime in Little Rock often leaves the community wondering what they can do to help. And while there isn't one clear solution, some people hope community conversations are a good place to start. THV11's Frederick Price shows us how the Racial and Cultural Diversity Commission is diving in to make an impact.
While Little Rock community members aren't all violent, the city still has violence. Now Arkansas leaders are trying to figure out how to solve that problem.
I think when it comes down to problem solving, I think the first step is conversation.
More than a dozen people filled this room Saturday, all ready to listen and be a part of that change so many desire.
It's time to get into the community and have real dialogue around what should happen next.
From a retired and now interim police chief to those heavily involved in the community, Tim Campbell, one of the commissioners, says he wanted a panel of people from different walks of life to have a transparent and intense solution-based discussion.
We talked a lot about on this panel today about being the things that you can't see. It's very hard for our youth to be things that they can't see.
Every child's life is different, but whether you are a parent or a friend of the family, doing things like teaching kids about financial incentives, the panelists say, could keep them busy and away from violence. something Campbell says he missed out on years ago.
Well, I grew up on Wolf Street in a very tough time, right? And I didn't go to these conversations. My family didn't go to these conversations. The people around me weren't joining these conversations.
And the commission tells me Diving Dialogues is something started after Courageous Conversations. You'll remember those series of events allowed city leaders to discuss ways with the community on how they could tackle violent crime in Little Rock.
We wanted to continue that discussion, but broaden it to beyond law enforcement, to include mentorship, financial opportunity.
Sky Brower is another commissioner.
We've got to get people realizing that we cannot depend on the mayor or the police chief to solve these problems for us. They need our help.
Brower believes that continued conversations will play a key role in ending the war on crime.
We love our city, we love Little Rock, and we're not going to give it up to violent crime.
In Little Rock, Frederick Price, THV 11 News.
Former Chief Keith Humphrey was also a part of the panel. This is the commission's first event, and leaders say they are planning to host future conversations. Now, tens of thousands of pounds of baby formula have been loaded on military aircrafts at Ramstein Air Force Base in Germany to be transported to a medical facility in the U.S. tomorrow. It's a part of the Biden administration's Operation Fly Formula, aimed at addressing a nationwide shortage. Michael George has the latest from New York.
Help will soon arrive for parents who are struggling with the nationwide baby formula shortage. On Saturday, U.S. military members prepared the first flight of Operation Fly Formula from Ramstein Air Base in Germany.
Right now we're building this to go on a C-17. We expect about 6,000 pounds of baby formula per pallet.
The plane, carrying 132 pallets, is scheduled to arrive in Indiana on Sunday. The February shutdown of an Abbott nutrition plant in Michigan is partly to blame for the shortage after a whistleblower called out safety concerns. A lack of specialty infant formula has sent at least 4 babies to a children's hospital in South Carolina. And an Atlanta hospital is also treating children due to the shortage.
I have never seen anything like this.
Dr. Mark Corkins treated a toddler and a preschooler with specific nutritional needs who were hospitalized at his facility in Memphis.
They come in dehydrated. You give them IV fluids, and we can give them nutrition by vein, but that's not a long-term solution.
This week, the Biden administration announced strategic measures, including easing restrictions on formula imports. Meanwhile, an Indiana woman is one of many who have used social media to help moms find formula.
I'm so very thankful, and I'm sure so many other families are very thankful as well.
In just a week, the Indiana Facebook group has some 700 members. Michael George, CBS News.
And the FDA says Abbott's Michigan facility is expected to reopen soon, but it'll take 2 months until product is ready for shipment. On Wednesday, a Massachusetts resident tested positive for monkeypox, making it the first case of the rare virus detected in the U.S. this year. Medical experts are calling the outbreak surprising, since the disease rarely appears outside Africa. But they say the risk to the general population is low. Ariane Datil with our National Verify team explains what we know about the disease thus far. We want to warn you, some of the images are graphic.
European and American health authorities have identified a number of monkeypox cases in the recent days, mostly in young men. But what is monkeypox? Where are these cases and how does it spread? I'll walk you through what we can verify using these sources. Question 1. What is monkeypox? According to the CDC, the illness was first identified by scientists in 1958, when there were 2 outbreaks of a pox-like disease in research monkeys, hence the name monkeypox. The disease originates in wild animals like rodents and primates, and it occasionally jumps to people, but human-to-human transmission is also possible. The first known human infection was in 1970 in a 9-year-old boy in Africa, where the disease is now endemic. But on Wednesday, a Massachusetts resident tested positive for monkeypox, making it the first case detected in the United States this year. There are also confirmed cases in Portugal, Spain, and England. Health experts say these recent cases are surprising because it's the first time that monkeypox appears to be spreading among people who didn't travel to Africa. Question 2. What are the symptoms of monkeypox? Most patients experience fever, rash, and swollen lymph nodes, according to the WHO. Although people with more serious illness may develop a rash and lesions on the hands and face that can spread to other parts of the body. Monkeypox can be fatal for up to 1 in 10 people and is thought to be more severe in children. Question 3. How does it spread? Monkeypox is transmitted from one person to another through contact with lesions, body fluids, respiratory droplets, and contaminated materials, such as bedding. And finally, is there a treatment or vaccine? In September 2019, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration approved Jynneos, a vaccine for smallpox and monkeypox. Adults 18 years of age and older who are determined to be at high risk for smallpox or monkeypox infection are eligible for that vaccine. That includes the elderly, people with certain medical conditions, and those who are or were recently pregnant. So how much should people worry about this?
Because you're not infectious when you're not symptomatic, I think you have greater chance of eradicating it. I am much more concerned about coronavirus at the moment.
If you have more questions about monkeypox, just tweet us at @VerifyThis. With your Verify, I'm Adiante Till.
Live look across the metro this evening. We are going to see more showers and storms begin to develop and make their way across the state as the evening and night progresses. A look at what to expect in your forecast is coming up.